Contents. 1. Role of the tutor and student. 2. Policies. 3. NEBOSH IGC closing interview guidance for learners. 4. The investigation process. Part 1. Role of the tutor and student. Your tutor's role. Syllabus guidance. Explaining NEBOSH syllabus content and learning outcomes clearly. Assessment support. Guiding learners on how to approach activities and assessments. Marking and feedback. Marking learner activities. IG1 and IG2 mock assessments with structured feedback. Exam preparation. Supporting understanding of NEBOSH assessment requirements. Important. Tutors must remain neutral and must not influence or edit learner assessment work. Your role as a learner. Independent completion. Complete all learning activities independently without external assistance. Active engagement. Engage actively with course materials and LMS content throughout the program. Meet deadlines. Submit all assessments and activities within specified timeframes. Follow rules. Adhere to NEBOSH assessment rules and integrity requirements. Professional communication. Communicate professionally with tutors and the learning partner. You are accountable for your own learning progress and exam compliance. Critical completion requirements. 100%. IG1 and IG2 mock-up. Must complete both mock exams fully. 100%. Theory content. Complete all elements 1 to 11. 80, 100%. Activities and checks. Minimum completion rate required. Warning. If you do not complete the above requirements, your NEBOSH exam registration will be stopped and automatically moved to the next exam session. Prohibited actions for learners. To maintain NEBOSH academic integrity, learners must never engage in the following actions. 1. Follow rules. Copying or plagiarizing content from any source without proper acknowledgement. 2. Unauthorized tools. Using AI tools or third-party services where not permitted by NEBOSH. 3. Exam sharing. Sharing exam questions, scenarios, or answers with others. 4. Collusion. Working with others on individual assessments or sharing answers. 5. False evidence. Submitting fabricated or false workplace evidence for IG2 assessments. 6. Proxy work. Allowing another person to complete or edit your work. Such actions may lead to a NEBOSH malpractice investigation and serious consequences. Prohibited actions for tutors. Tutors must strictly follow NEBOSH academic integrity rules and are prohibited from 1. Providing model answers for assessments or exams. 2. Rewriting, editing, or correcting learner submissions. 3. Completing assessments on behalf of learners. 4. Influencing learner answers in any way. 5. Breaching confidentiality of NEBOSH assessments. These restrictions ensure fair assessment and maintain the integrity of NEBOSH qualifications worldwide. Communication and support channels. Join WhatsApp Learning Group. Learners are required to join the WhatsApp Learning Group for their NEBOSH IGC course. This group includes learners, tutors, and the learning partners admin team to ensure effective communication and timely support throughout the course. The WhatsApp Learning Group is used to support learning and answer questions related to course content, allow tutors to clarify concepts, explain learning requirements, and guide learners on how to study effectively in line with NEBOSH expectations. Enable the learning partner to share important announcements including course schedules and learning timelines, examination information, deadlines, and key milestones. Official updates related to the course and assessments. Provide a channel for addressing urgent learner issues, such as technical access problems or time-sensitive examination matters. Important note: after a learner has successfully registered for the course, the learning partner's admin team will add the learner to the WhatsApp Learning Group. Learners do not need to request access separately. Please note, the WhatsApp group is strictly for learning and official support purposes. Sharing examination answers, completed assessments, or live exam content is not permitted. All participants are expected to communicate professionally and respectfully at all times. Part 2. Policies. Learner terms, conditions, and NEBOSH compliance. 1. Registration and confirmation. Registration is valid only after TST Education has received complete participant information and valid proof of payment before the official registration deadline. Registration confirmation will be issued in writing within 2 working days after the registration closing date. 2. Cancellation, refund, and substitution. Course cancellation is permitted only before the official course start date and is subject to a 30% administrative fee. Once the course has commenced, no cancellation or refund is permitted, and the full course fee remains payable. Student substitution may be considered only where permitted by the relevant awarding body. Requests must be submitted in writing at least 3 days before the course start date. TST Education retains the absolute right to accept or reject substitution requests without providing justification. 3. Minimum enrollment and schedule changes. All public programs are subject to minimum enrollment requirements. TST Education may reschedule or change course dates, venues, or delivery modes due to unforeseen or unavoidable circumstances. In such cases, the learner's sole and exclusive remedy is a refund of the fee actually paid. 4. Limitation of liability. Learners shall not bring any claim, demand, or legal action against TST Education arising from participation in the course or from the use or application of knowledge gained. If an examination script or answer sheet is lost during submission to NEBOSH or any awarding body, the sole compensation is the opportunity to resit the same examination. 5. Recording, materials, and data. Audio or video recording of any training session is strictly prohibited unless expressly authorized in writing by TST Education. All information and materials provided during the course are used entirely at the learner's own risk. Learners consent to the sharing, storage, and processing of their personal data with awarding bodies including NEBOSH, IOSH, and Highfield, and within electronic systems including LMS platforms, cloud storage, and international servers strictly for training, assessment, certification, audit, and compliance purposes. 6. No guarantee of results or employment. TST Education makes no guarantees regarding examination results, employment opportunities, career progression, or workplace performance. 7. NEBOSH Registration Authority. TST Education holds the full and exclusive right to proceed with NEBOSH registration after the learner has successfully passed IG1 and IG2. Learners agree not to compel, pressure, or bring any complaint, claim, or legal action regarding NEBOSH registration. 8. NEBOSH rules and policies. Learners confirm that they have read and understood all NEBOSH policies, including malpractice, inquiries about results, reasonable adjustments, special consideration, learner terms and conditions, and official guidance published by NEBOSH. 9. Attendance, English and study commitment. Learners confirm they have reviewed the course schedule and commit to attending 100% of all planned sessions. Learners confirm their English speaking, reading, writing, and listening skills are sufficient for NEBOSH study and assessment, and that English is the primary language of instruction. During virtual sessions, learners must remain visible on camera subject to internet availability and tutor instructions. Learners commit to a minimum of 1 hour of private study per day and agree to provide evidence of work when requested. 10. Academic integrity. All submitted work must be the learner's own. Plagiarism, impersonation, use of third parties, or allowing another person to complete any part of the course, assessments, interviews, or submissions is strictly prohibited and will be treated as serious malpractice under NEBOSH rules. 11. Tutor support. Tutors provide academic guidance, feedback, and support to assist learners in meeting qualification standards, but do not guarantee examination results. 12. No agents or third parties. TST. Education does not operate through agents or branches. Learners must communicate directly with TST Education. Registration may be canceled if a learner registers through an unauthorized third party or provides misleading information, with a 30% administrative fee deducted. 13. Digital submissions and system responsibility. Learners are fully responsible for ensuring that all files, videos, forms, and evidence are correctly uploaded to the learning management system before the deadline. Technical issues, incorrect uploads, internet failures, or user errors shall not constitute grounds for acceptance unless expressly approved by NEBOSH. 14. Interviews, recording, and data. Learners grant permission for TST Education to record online sessions and NEBOSH OBE or IG1 closing interviews for audit, compliance, and quality assurance. Rescheduling of the NEBOSH closing interview may be subject to an administrative fee. Learners provide explicit consent for data processing and sharing in accordance with TST Education and NEBOSH requirements. 15. Informed registration and final acceptance. Learners confirm their enrollment is based on full understanding of the course content, syllabus, English requirements, and all applicable terms and conditions. By enrolling, learners acknowledge that they have read, understood, and accepted all TST Education policies and NEBOSH regulations. 16. Additional NEBOSH regulatory requirements. Learners agree to comply with all NEBOSH rules, assessment regulations, and ethical standards throughout the course and examination process. Any malpractice, misconduct, or breach of NEBOSH rules may result in termination of enrollment, reporting to NEBOSH, and nullification of results without refund. All NEBOSH assessment, grading, and moderation decisions are final and binding, subject only to NEBOSH's official inquiry or appeals procedures. Requests for reasonable adjustments or special consideration must be submitted within NEBOSH timelines. TST Education bears no responsibility for late or incomplete submissions. Certificates are issued solely by NEBOSH. TST Education is not responsible for NEBOSH processing or verification delays. In the event of any conflict between TST Education policies and NEBOSH regulations shall prevail. Part 3. NEBOSH IGC Closing Interview Guidance for Learners. Purpose of the closing interview. The closing interview is a short conversation, around 15 minutes, designed to confirm that the assessment you submitted is your own original work, completed without any external help. It is not part of your assessment grade and will not affect your marks. Who will conduct the interview? Conducted by a qualified interviewer nominated by your learning partner, usually a tutor or internal assessor. The interviewer must hold a NEBOSH certificate level qualification or have at least 3 years of HSE experience. Their role is to verify your authenticity and make you feel comfortable throughout the session. What to expect? The closing interview follows 5 key stages. 1. Introduction. The interviewer explains the process and confirms your details. 2. Identity check. You show your photo ID, passport, driving license, or national ID clearly on camera. 3. Environment check. You will rotate your camera to prove you are alone, have no notes, devices, or assistance. 4. Questioning. The interviewer asks questions related to your own assessment answers. 5. Closure. The interviewer thanks you and ends the session. Before the interview. Test your camera, microphone, and internet connection in advance. Install and check the required video platform, Zoom. Prepare your photo identification for verification. Choose a quiet, private, and well-lit room with no background noise or distractions. Do not open or read from your assessment or notes during the interview. The interview will be conducted in the same language as your assessment. Duration. approximately 15 minutes. During the interview, remain calm, polite, and answer naturally. This is not an exam. Take a few seconds to think before answering if needed. Explain your reasoning and understanding, why you chose certain controls, how you identified hazards, etc. Demonstrate comprehension rather than memorization. Example: questions you might be asked. Can you explain why you chose this control measure? How did you identify that particular hazard? What standard or regulation did you refer to? If you repeated the assessment, what would you change or improve? Notes: during the closing interview, you will be asked 3 specific questions directly related to your assessment. These questions are designed to verify your understanding of the content you submitted. Be prepared to explain your reasoning, decisions, and examples used in your assessment clearly and confidently. After the interview, you will not receive a score for the interview. NEBOSH will only release your results once the interview is completed. Repeated absence or failure to attend will delay or prevent your results from being released. Important conduct rules. Do not read from your assessment, notes, or electronic devices. Do not allow anyone to be present or assist you in any way. Present authentic, valid identification. Be professional and respectful at all times. Key reminders. Item: guidance, scheduling. Attend promptly at the agreed time arranged by your learning partner. Equipment: test your camera, microphone, and internet connection beforehand. Identification: keep your passport, driving license, or national ID card ready for verification. Private space: choose a quiet, well-lit room where you will not be disturbed. Seating position: sit facing the door, in front of the entrance, so you can clearly show your surroundings if asked, ensuring full visibility of the room. Key reminders. Item: guidance, door notice. Place a visible sign outside the door saying, "Interview in progress. Please do not enter." This prevents anyone from entering or offering help during the interview. Environment check. Ensure no one else is present and there are no notes, papers, or devices around you. Language. Speak in the same language used in your assessment. Duration: approximately 15 minutes. Goal: confirm that your assessment is genuinely your own work. Part 4. The investigation process. If NEBOSH suspects malpractice, a formal investigation follows a structured process designed to be fair and objective. Understanding this process helps you respond appropriately if contacted. Investigation letter. NEBOSH issues formal notification of suspected malpractice. Written response. Learner provides explanation and evidence within deadline. Evidence review. NEBOSH examines all submitted materials and explanations. Final decision. Outcome determined based on policy and evidence. During the investigation, your results may be temporarily withheld until a decision is reached. Possible outcomes and sanctions. NEBOSH applies sanctions consistently based on the severity of the malpractice. These decisions may significantly affect your certification status and future opportunities with NEBOSH qualifications. 1. Warning: formal caution issued for minor infractions. 2. Disqualification: assessment submission invalidated. 3. Resit required: must retake the assessment. 4. Qualification ban: disqualified from the entire qualification. 5. Future ban: prohibited from future NEBOSH assessments. How to respond to an investigation letter. Receiving a malpractice. Investigation letter requires immediate, careful attention. Your response must be professional, factual, and submitted within the deadline. This is a formal process that will impact your qualification status. Contact learning partner first. Before replying to NEBOSH, reach out to your learning partner for guidance on structuring your response. Read carefully. Review the letter multiple times to identify the specific allegation, assessment, and response deadline. Prepare response. Write a clear, professional explanation addressing each point with facts and evidence. Include required details. Provide your name, learner ID, qualification title, and structured explanation. Submit correctly. Reply within deadline to NEBOSH and Learning Partner, keeping copies of all correspondence. What to include and avoid in your response. Do include clear, professional, respectful language. Direct response to each allegation point. Factual explanation of how you completed the assessment. Details of resources used and independent work. Supporting evidence. Drafts, notes, emails, screenshots. Confirmation of cooperation with the process. Do not include emotional, defensive, or accusatory language. Blame directed at tutors, learning partners, or NEBOSH. False or misleading information. Irrelevant personal details or excuses. Informal contact outside the investigation process. Admission of misconduct unless factually true.